Hey everyone, hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving weekend. I know I did until I got back to my office job yesterday and I was like, why do I have 30,000 emails and activities to follow up on? And I also only got 4 hours of sleep yesterday, so that was pretty bad. I ended up getting a workout in though yesterday, and although it wasn't the best workout, it was still something. And I want to go over basically how do you train when you are physically drained or mentally drained. Now, the physical portion is a little bit more easier to deal with. So let's say there's like two trains of thoughts. One is, let's say like your back is shot or your back is very, very tired, right? You can either train it a little bit more just with less intensity, or you can just try to avoid the area generally and just train the rest of your body, right? Now, it really depends on how you're feeling. I mean, if you feel like literal garbage, like your back is actually like just not feeling it, then it'd probably be best just to let it rest and train the extremities, like say your quads, your hamstrings, your biceps, triceps, all that other stuff. Maybe doing some flat bench, something that doesn't really aggravate your back, right? But if, for example, let's say you're training, let's say your back is feeling pretty good, then or like it's like a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued, then you could probably just train it lightly with a little bit of intensity, but not too much to the point where, you can't really work the next day, obviously, right? But you can adjust based on how you're feeling if it's a physical issue. Now, a lot of you are probably dealing with a mental burden, work, and a lot of you guys probably don't feel like working out typically because of that mental drainage after you finish the workday. Let's say it's like 8 to 5, 8 to 6, whatever. It's just a lot, right? And with the family and other things that you have to take care of, it's definitely quite a bit to take note of. And then once you finish all that, you're like, okay, I don't even know if I want to go to the gym, right? Now, what I find is that if you're mentally drained, let's say all of these things happen and you also got a bad night's sleep on top of that, try to reduce your overall volume, but don't reduce the intensity too much. Why I say this is because when you drop a lot of times it gets more daunting to people when they have a lot of volume. Like if you're doing squats, right, and you're doing like 5 sets of 10 or 5 sets of 20, that's just gonna take ages. And you're just like, I just want to get in and get out of the gym. I don't want to stay here for too long because I'm just that drained, right? So instead of doing like 5 sets of 10 or 5 sets of 20, you might do 3 sets of 5 or 3 sets of 8 or something like that, right? Something that's a little bit lower volume that you can still get some nice intensity in there. And then that way you can still feel like you're getting a good workout in, right? Like you're still getting stronger, but it's not too mentally taxing in terms of like how long that workout sessions can be. Because no one wants to stay in the gym for 2 or 3 hours unless, that's their life, right? Because we have a lot of responsibilities and other things to take care of. So that's typically how I would handle the mental drainage if I'm training around it. Now, in terms of nutrition portion, if you're mentally drained, and you have nutrition to take care of, right? Like most of you guys, if you have a trainer, likely you're getting some sort of nutrition coaching, okay? And when it comes to like meal prepping and all this other stuff, typically doing it like once or twice a week is usually going to save you a lot of mental time and energy when you're getting through all this workload crap, okay? Like, if during the weekdays you're just going to be very tired, it's probably best to do your meal prep during the weekend when you're actually like feeling fresh enough and you're feeling pretty happy and everything, and then you can just chuck it throughout the rest of the week, right? And another thing is, let's say you don't have time to meal prep all the time, right? Like you might meal prep for your lunch or maybe even for your dinner, right? But your breakfast might be a little bit iffy, right? You could try doing some like nice snacks or like very quick snacks in the morning. So what I like to do is I like to have some Greek yogurt and granola mixed into a small bowl, and I eat that. It has decent protein, it has decent carbs, and then that's it. And then I just go off to drive to work and whatever. But yeah, there's a bunch of ways you can work around this when you're mentally drained or physically drained. Just try it out and see how you feel, okay? Take it easy and see you soon. Bye.